Hello, I hope my Wi-Fi holds up because I am currently in Virginia at this beautiful cabin. It's like basically in the woods, right outside of Williamsburg, like an hour outside of Williamsburg. But I've been traveling with my husband for the last, honestly, since December, and it's just been an experience, right? Like sometimes I have good Wi-Fi, sometimes I have different Wi-Fi. But I am making sure everything is all set up. I have a very, very, very special guest to bring on right now. I have a new friend. I actually met Bree from social media, which is absolutely crazy, right? Like the way that social media can connect you to absolutely anyone all over the world. And she started her business with Q with me about 3 weeks ago now, right? Almost a month ago, which is just time's flying. And it's just been incredible to see her journey so far. And I know a lot of people have been inboxing, asking questions about what it really looks like to work with this business, what you need, like any experience that you need or anything like that, or some hesitations when starting their own journey. So I'd love for you to hear her story, and I'd love to ask her some questions. And if you have any questions at all while we are on, just drop them in the comments down below. We're gonna be on for like 15 minutes, and I hope that you are loving her as much as I do, because I know you will. Let me bring her on now. Let me see if it lets me. Approve. Okay. Uh-oh. It says...
Can you see? Can you hear me? Yay!
Yes. Hold on. Let me turn my volume up.
Why does this ring light just likes to fall? What's going on?
I already told everybody that my Wi-Fi is always crazy, so.
If anyone for 1 second thought that you would have your crap together, you're sad that you don't. I'm holding it right here so it stops falling.
If we can do this, anyone can do this.
That's what I'm saying. Like, do not have anything together.
So Bree, I just said it to everybody, like how you just got started like 3 weeks ago, almost a month ago, right? I think your month's coming up.
Yeah, I think on Sunday. How has it been a month? How did that happen?
Time flies. That's just crazy. So yes, can you tell me some things about you so everyone can get to know you too that's on my page?
Absolutely. So hello, my name is Bree. I live in Fort Myers, Florida. My fiance and I moved down here. Ooh, it was just now, like 3 years ago. We moved from Pennsylvania to Florida. I am a stay-at-home dog mom. I've been working from social media for 3 years now, which is really insane to say out loud because it was something that I dreamed about for a really long time, and to get to live that every day, like, is just something I'm super grateful for. Yeah, no, that's pretty much all it is about me. I'm fun and a little goofy and super sensitive. So that's like Bree in a nutshell.
And she's a Gemini.
I am.
Just like me, we're Geminis together. You guys are in for a treat for this live video. But that's crazy. So Bree's in Fort Myers, and I actually have family in Fort Myers Beach area. Yeah, and I was Brett and I, like, we love Tampa, so we're always like on that coast. We love Siesta Key, Florida. Like we did the RV life and stayed around there for a while, and then when we were just there, we kind of spent a lot of time in Orlando. But it's a great place to definitely move to. Where were you from before?
Pennsylvania, so like Hershey, Pennsylvania. So we ditched the cold. My parents moved down here like 8 years ago, and Alex and I came down on vacation in November, the year before we moved, and it was beautiful. And after a few drinks, we were like, let's do it. We should really move here. And then the next morning we woke up and we're like, no, but actually we should really move here. And 6 months later, we did.
So you moved there, you got jobs in the service industry?
Yes. So I served and bartended and managed for like 12 years. Alex also did. He was more on like the management and like franchise opening side of things. So when we moved down here, we kind of took our time to get jobs because we knew that like serving and bartending jobs are a dime a dozen, especially in Florida. Like, so we really took our time, spent some time together, got the house together, and then we had jobs for all of 2 weeks, and then the entire world shut down. So the very stable job that I thought that I had, because everyone's always going out to eat, everyone's always going to get drinks, especially in such a touristy area. I had no clue what to do because for the first time in my life since I was 18, I didn't have a job, and we were sharing a car, and Alex started doing DoorDash and Uber, and I was like, well, what am I going to do? Because no place is hiring, like no grocery stores, no Walmart, like everyone had just lost their jobs. And I had dabbled in network marketing before. I didn't really take it very seriously, didn't really put a lot of work into it. And I got on Facebook and I was like, I need a way to make money immediately. Like it wasn't, we went through our savings because we were like, oh, we're just going to make more money and save more money.
Yeah.
And we enjoyed Florida life. So I went to Facebook and I was like, hey, I need a way to make money from home, and found an opportunity, fell in love with the opportunity. And it was just supposed to be to pay my rent until we went back to work. And, you know, a little over a year later, I had earned 6 figures, and it turns out I have a really big passion for helping people and helping people make money online.
Now, like when you started your first business, like your first business that you went full force with and made it, like it kind of, I mean, 2020, right? So you didn't have another option.
No.
So like that's what gave you that all in mentality versus when you did something before.
Right.
I was the same way. I actually did like 2 different network marketing companies, but I did like one party. I had like people over my house. It wasn't like really, it wasn't really a thing. It was just like, okay. And I didn't have support or an upline or anything like that. So I just gave up until, just same as you. I had a choice where I was working so much and I didn't want to get another waitressing job on the weekends and like be away from Brett. Like I didn't want to just like spend all my time away from my home. I wanted to be a stay-at-home dog mom like you are right now, but I went all in. So you having that all in mentality and then being able to build a business to 6 figures in a year. Did you have, besides like the all in mentality, did you have a big network? Did you have experience? Like
I had a small network full of people that watched me try network marketing before, and it was bad. Like, to be very honest, like I was that very spammy person. I had no upline. I didn't know what to do. So back then I was just like doing whatever.
Yeah.
And so I had a small network full of people that were absolutely not going to purchase from me. Like I didn't have any family that was going to, no friends that were going to. So I really had to just go all in on growing a network on social media because I didn't have anyone.
Gotcha. Yeah. So like, what was your Facebook friends like then? Like how many friends did you have? Do you remember? Like when you first started?
I think like less than 500.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah,
it's
like
crazy
it
now that that's what everyone always says. They're like, well, you have big networks, so that's how you're successful in this industry. Like you had a lot of friends and family buy from you and support you. Honestly, I remember like my first family party when I was like a full-time entrepreneur. And I remember people saying, when are you going to get a real job again? I was like, this is definitely a real job. This is a business. And for me, my like another all-in moment was I got laid off. So I got laid off from that secure full-time job that everyone always asks if I'm ever going to have again. And it was in that moment I was like, you know what? I'm just going to take this business on the road and travel full-time. But that wasn't the first time I got laid off. In 2015, I actually got laid off too. And I fell into like this deep depression for like 6 months and did unemployment. I did all that kind of stuff. And I said, I'd never, ever, ever am going back to that again. Now for you, like in your journey, you went all in. You didn't have a big network. You learned something new every day, right? You found resources because you didn't have the support that you were looking for, but you created it for yourself.
Correct.
Right?
I didn't really have much support. So I really looked at like outside things. Like we're in 2023 and you can learn anything by Google and by watching people. So instead of saying, oh, I don't have the support that I wish that I had, I said, okay, like I'm going to figure out how I can make this work. And I'm just going to learn and I'm going to do what the people that are doing that are succeeding so I can succeed as well. Because there wasn't a ton of support or systems or anything really duplicatable for the average person. And I knew that that was something that I really wanted because, you know, one of the reasons that I love this industry so much, at first it was obviously for selfish reasons, right? Like I really needed to make money. But then once I did, it became so much more than that because I realized that I wanted to help the people that had done network marketing before and like had no one. I wanted to help like the average girl, like not your like Instagram influencer. Like I wanted to help those people make money.
Yeah. And then just growing through that, right? You becoming an entrepreneur, there's no class on it. Right? Nope. I mean, I got my master's degree in business administration. So we kind of had like some type of class on it where I had to learn how to like be a business owner if I wanted to, but it's not until you actually say yes that you like get thrown in and you decide what you want. And then honestly, I feel like, do you feel like those were the most defining moments of your life so far, of where you learned the most about yourself?
Absolutely.
Right? Like I feel like you becoming resourceful, you Googling things, like you learning what you wanted out of your life led you now to, in the last couple weeks, starting something new with a new company.
Exactly. All of that really helped me learn a lot about myself and just a lot about what I was capable of, because again, it wasn't anything I expected. I didn't expect to go anywhere with it. And, you know, realizing what I could do when I didn't give up and when I didn't have a choice, like that was it. Like there was no out, there was no plan B. Like I said, I need to make this work and I do not care what it takes. I'm going to do it. So definitely that is where I've learned the most about myself, and they've been the most defining moments. And then being able to take a step back from that, like I really feel like I found my previous company when I really needed it. And I think that was perfect for what it was. It helped me build confidence. It helped me learn some skills. It helped me know that this is something that I could do and something that I was passionate about. And then when this opportunity fell into my lap, I couldn't unsee it, because it was like all of those things that I wished that I had for the last 3 years had suddenly just appeared in front of me.
Yeah, and it's nothing to trash talk our previous companies, because we both have that same exact story, right? So if you're watching this, Bree and I both did something in the past that led us to a moment where we decided, hey, I know what I want for my future. And just like her, in December, I decided to start this new business. And yes, it's scary at first. Yes, it's like it's because you're in a world where your business is everything, because you're full-time entrepreneur. So it literally is everything, right?
Yeah.
So when you make that shift, it's a lot of changes, but those changes are setting us up for something like you said, you couldn't unsee, but it sets you up for a future that's going to be unlike no other, because you already have been successful and you already know what success looks like, and you already know what you want on your future like team and like from your business partners and a mentor. So when you partnered with Jade, we both actually partnered with our mentor Jade. We knew it was someone who we could see that future with,
And that's something that sorry.
No, you're good.
I was just going to say that's something that I took really seriously, because previously, like again, because I didn't think it was going to be a business, I didn't care who I signed up with. I needed someone and I needed to do it. And this time I was so careful. And like, you know, when I made that decision, I made it with like the most confidence. I was like, I know that this is where I should be with these people, because I know what they can help me do. And that was
it's like huge. The training, right? Like you said, you were lucky enough to be resourceful to create that community on your team when you got started, because you didn't have that, but you wanted it for your team. Not a lot of people would do that. So the average person, let's just say the average person coming into becoming a business owner for the first time and doing network marketing for the first time, it would be very, very smart to look into joining something that you can be super passionate about, but also a team like, or a mentorship or support or help that you know is going to get you from A to B. Right. And like Bree, like with our comp plan, I feel like, isn't it so simple to like tell someone how to make an extra like $1,500 this month?
I have never felt like I could walk someone through a compensation plan. Any comp plan I've seen was like 37 pages long, and I was still like, okay, but wait, how do I actually make money from this? It's so simple. It's one page, and the fact that we get paid in so many different ways, like, still blows my mind, because I did not think a compensation plan out there was like that. Like that was out there.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, our fast start bonuses, so our bonuses and our compensation plan are built into the compensation plan. So if you've ever done something before, you probably had like temporary bonuses, or they're only a certain amount of time, or they're after a big event to like create momentum. We actually have that always built into our comp plan. So if you hit a certain rank, you get paid out that bonus and your commission weekly and everything the next week. We get paid weekly, and it's all set pay. So like Bree was just saying, she's never felt more confident to tell someone like exactly how they can make an X amount of money. So Bree, in your first couple of weeks of this business, you hit all 3 of your first rank ups, right? And you did that from sharing just the products that you were using.
Right. It wasn't anything crazy. It truly was like the products have made such a difference in my day-to-day life that it was very easy to just talk about that, because it's something that I've never felt, no matter how much weight I've lost, because I've lost 90 pounds. but my body has been so inflamed and so bloated, and like the products are incredible. I don't even need to get into that, but just being able to talk about that and share it, and it's a product that actually works, and that's all it was just being excited and sharing.
Yeah. And then, so just in perspective for everyone watching, those first 3 rank ups of her being excited about these products and sharing it, just like we do anyway, right? Like, who saw the new, what's the movie out right now? The Super Mario Brothers movie. I've seen that on my newsfeed like 20 times. So you're sharing about the movie, and people are going to go see it because based on your recommendation, that's what we do on social media. That's what network marketing online is. It's just sharing things that you're using. So Bree had her own testimony with these incredible medical grade products that we have. And then in her first 2 weeks made 4 figures, like 4 figures from your phone, just from using something that you wanted to use anyway for your inflammation and your bloating and all the things that you're working on. And she feels incredible, right? Like, you feel incredible and you make some money. Like, why not, right? Why not do that?
And I feel like it's something that so many people overcomplicate, because everyone's like, I don't want to sell and I don't want to do that. But when I tell you, like, even just like being on a video and like
Oh,
my
yeah.
Stanley cup here, people are like, oh my gosh, where'd you get that? Where'd you get that? People are sharing cups and Starbucks and just like everything that they're already doing in life. And it's no different. Like, you're already sharing everything else. And the fact that I was able to share something that's made me feel this good and make 4 figures in 3 weeks, like, that's mind blowing to me.
Yeah. And honestly, I signed up as an affiliate for another company of a product that I use, and their commission rate right now is 3%. So,
Yeah.
so if we can make like 50% from things that we're using, like right now, if you fill your Stanley Cup tumbler with a CBD drink that curbs your cravings, oh, there you go. Here's a product that we promote. So
Right.
it's like things you're posting about it anyway. You're talking about things anyway. So as long as you're coachable and resourceful, right? You don't have to be too resourceful because we have an amazing team. But as long as you're willing to like make those changes and just go all in with something, you can be successful with this too.
Absolutely. Like, so many things can be taught. Like, no one starts this like knowing how to make a TikTok or make a reel or work social media, but all of that can be taught. Like, as long as you're willing to put yourself out there and to like be coachable, you can learn everything else.
Okay, so as we end this, I have one last question, and this is just like a tip basically for anyone watching who may feel stuck in their current situation in life, whether they're with like a company they've been with for a long time and they just feel like they don't feel that fire anymore, or they feel stuck, or maybe they are seeing the bills coming in at their house, or they're at a job and looking out the window wishing they were somewhere else. What advice would you have for them for like doing something new?
Absolutely listen to your heart. And like, if it's something that you feel pulled to, like, the thing in the back of your mind that you can't keep thinking about, listen to it, because those 2 seconds of like scary courage can absolutely change your life. And it's okay. Like, it's okay to want more. If you're in a different company and you're like, I'm not happy, because I didn't realize that I wasn't happy. And I don't even know if it's that I wasn't happy, but I lost a lot of that fire, like that excitement and that pure joy, and just being so aligned with what I was doing. And I felt guilty. I was like, everyone's going to judge me. Everyone's going to think I'm like this awful person, like jumping ship. But it was the best decision that I made. So if you're sitting there and you're like, I want more and I'm curious, like, it's okay to be curious, and it's okay to see what else is out there.
Yeah.
Like, listen to your heart, listen to that voice. And if you are sitting there looking out the window, like just wanting more's out there. Like, I don't know any person that couldn't actually use some extra money, whether it be for like day to day, for date nights, for trips. And I mean, quite honestly, I joined this business just for rent money, and it changed the trajectory of my whole life. So you never know what happens until you do it. So my advice is always listen to your heart and be scared and do it.
I love that, because honestly, like I started my career in my 20s, and I went from job to job to try to find something that I was passionate about. No one at my jobs got pissed at me for leaving and going and doing something else, right? I was just trying to find where I was going to be happy and where I was going to thrive. And it's crazy just to think about like how you can just choose what you want for your future, and how that's the power is in your hands. So when you just said that, I wrote down in my journal this morning, like, I was reading a book and I saw a quote stuck out to me, and it's exactly what you just said. So I'm going to end with this too, because it's perfect. It says, follow your heart, trust yourself, choose what you get to have. So if you follow your heart and you trust yourself, because at the end of the day, you are what matters, right? You are what your life is what matters. Choose what you get to have. And that's the key word here is choose. You get to choose what you want for your future. You get to choose not to wake up feeling tired anymore or defeated anymore. You get to choose like to make those choices and change your life. So thank you so much for sharing your story. And if anyone has any questions, just comment down below and we will get back to you. Thanks, Bree.
Thank you for